Okay, all right. Once again, you are welcome to class. Right. So we are going to continue from where we stopped. Okay. So if you had me the other time, I was saying that you should invite your friends, let them know the class have started, so that we start with a good number today. So I want to carry everybody along for today's class. And as I've rightly said, if you want to write WAEC, you want to write Neco or UTME, this class is for you. You are in SS1, SS2, SS3. This class is for you. You are going to learn a lot from this class. So I want you now to get your writing materials ready, get your four-figure table and your calculator, because we are going to be making use of that in this class. All right. So I want to believe every one of you are ready for the class. So quickly invite your friends. And if you are joining this class for the first time, always click on the notification button and don't forget to give a like to the class if you actually enjoy the class, you want more of this class. All right, and our usual practice is once we are solving problem, everyone will be engaged. So that is the more reason why you need to get your writing materials, because I will be asking you questions. It's going to be an interactive class. So I would want you to get yourself ready. And now we are technically waiting for others to join the class so that we have a good number before we commence the class. Okay, so if you have your friends, you need to inform that the class has started. Quickly do that in time. So in few minutes, we're going to start the class. And don't forget, if you are just joining the class, just give the class a thumb. Let us know that you are in the class. So you give the class a thumb and you say hi to everyone in the class. All right. So let's see you. I think I can see Uncle J here, and also I see Mass Game. I can also see Resourcing. All right, if I'm right, okay. I can see Moturayo. You're welcome to class. Is anyone just joining? Okay, just say hi. Let us know that you are in the class. All right. Okay, so now I think we can commence now because of our time. All right, so we are going to solve this problem. Let's look at this problem here. Now, in the figure, calculate angle alpha and theta. Hence, find angle PQR to the nearest degrees. Okay. Now, this is P, this is Q, and this is R. Now, in this figure, this is a triangle. You can see three triangles here. So we have two right angle triangles. Okay, can we identify the two right angle triangles that we have here? All right, we have triangle Q. Let's call this place D, QDP, and triangle QDR. So we have two right angle triangles there. Okay. All right, now, so the question wants us to get angle alpha. All right, so now let us look at this triangle. In triangle QPD, PQD, in this triangle here, triangle PQD, now you can see which one is the adjacent, which side is the opposite, which side is the hypotenuse. That is our usual. So by now, every one of you should be able to give me the opposite, the adjacent, and the hypotenuse. Okay, now just give me the opposite and the adjacent. Now, can you tell me what side is 10? What side is 10 in triangle QDP? Now, if you know the answer, drop that in the comment section. What side is side QD, which is 10? What side is this? What side is this? Is this the opposite or adjacent or hypotenuse? So we want I want you to identify that now. So drop your answer in the comment section. What side is 10? What side is 10? Is anybody dropping the answer here? What side is 10? What side is 10? Okay, you're welcome. All right, okay, I can see Moturayo. Yes, okay, you said adjacent. Are you sure? Okay, let's wait for others to drop their own. All right, I can see Shogbamu. What side? Okay, Shogbamu said opposite. Yes, is there any other person? Yes, what side is 10? What side is 10? Another person? What side is 10? Yes, is there anybody that want to give us something? Yes, what side is 10? I can see Lukman here. Lukman, what side is 10? All right. What side is 10? Anyone else? Okay, now let's work with what we have here. All right. So now, don't forget, I told you that if you have a right angle triangle of this form and you are given a reference angle alpha, now your adjacent is the side that is touching the right angle and the reference angle. This is the reference angle, this alpha here. So this is your adjacent. Hypotenuse is the side that is facing right angle directly. All right, see this side now is facing right angle directly. All right, so this is the hypotenuse. And the other side, the last side, is the opposite. So in this case, if you compare what I have here now with what is here, now you will see now this side now, side 10, is touching right angle and the reference angle, which is alpha. All right, so that makes this place to be adjacent. So this is the adjacent to triangle QPD. QPD, all right? So this is the hypotenuse and this is the opposite. All right, so I want to get this now. So I will just look at the two given sides. The two given sides are adjacent and opposites. All right, so let's recall our SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so we have adjacent and opposite. So that means we'll be making use of TOA, and that's tan. So now, so in this case now, to get the alpha, so we write tan alpha equals to opposite, which is 9, opposite over adjacent. Adjacent is 10. Okay, you get that? So now this is going to be tan alpha equals to 0.9, right? So now you take arctan of both sides. So if you do that, you have alpha equals to arctan of 0.9. And what is that? So you check your four-figure table. Where can you see 0.9000? Or you make use of your calculator. Just find arctan of 0.5, okay, and drop your answer in the comment section. Now, for those of you that will be making use of your calculator, what you just need to do is to press shift on your calculator, all right? You press shift and press tan. So that gives you arctan, right? So then you can now enter 0.9, 0.9. So you have your answer there. So I want you to drop your answer in the comment section because I want you to actually participate. Yes, what is your answer? Arctan of 0.9. So is there anyone with the answer? Yes, arctan of 0.9. Anyone? Okay, I can see this is Omolara. I can see 41.9872. Yes, another person. Yes, okay, I can see 45. All right. Another person, I can see 42. 42. Yes, another person. Yes, arctan of 0.9. All right. Okay. All right. So now, because of our time, I'm going to give that. So if you make use of your calculator, so you are going to have 41.987. If you are making use of your calculator. But if it is your four-figure table, that is going to be 4SF. So that is 4199. So let's make use of 4SF. All right, so it's going to go in line with what we have in our four-figure table. So you have it in this form. So it's going to be in degrees, that is the angle. So that's the first task. And we have gotten angle alpha. Now let us now look at the second triangle. We have triangle QDP. QDP. So in triangle triangle QDR. Now let's look at it. You can see now this is the line that is touching the reference angle theta and right angle. This place is also right angle. All right. So now this is the line that is touching the reference angle and the angle 90. So that makes this place to be the adjacent to this triangle QDR. All right. So this is adjacent. So this is going to be the opposite now. And this is the hypotenuse. So now we look at the two given sides. So we are making use of adjacent and opposite. So we are still going to be using tan. That's 2r. So we have tan of the reference angle is theta equals to opposite. What's the opposite? 23. That's 23 over adjacent. What is adjacent? That's 10. Okay, so now that's going to give you tan theta equals to 2.3. Okay, so you now have theta equals to arctan of 2.3. All right, so now what do you have? So you check your four-figure table. 2.300. 2.300. Where can you see this? Okay, so now, or you make use of your calculator. You want to find arctan of 2.3. So you press shift and you press tan. That gives you arctan. Shift tan, and you press this number. So I want you to drop your answer in the comment section. Yes, we are doing it together. So don't let me be the only person that will be doing it. So what is arctan of 2.3? Yes, drop your answer in the comment section. Let's see what you have. Make sure you get your calculator or your four-figure table close to you. Okay, so I can see someone dropping an answer. All right, so I have 66.5014. Is there any other person? Okay. So, okay, Motorayo, okay, I can see 66.5. 66.5. Yes. Any other one? Any other person? 66.5. Any other person? You can either use your four-figure table or you use your calculator. So if you don't have four-figure table, make use of your calculator or vice versa. Yes, any other person? Okay, I'm waiting for more answers. Okay, I can see Hoover 66.5. Now let's work with that. Now what I have here, because I'm making use of this. So, and don't forget I said my answer will always be in 4SF. So now this is going to be 66.50 degrees, or simply you can just write 66 degrees, because that's the same thing with 0.50. Right, so now we have 66.5. So this is theta. So we have gotten alpha and theta. Now the question now asks us to find the angle PQR. PQR. So PQR in the diagram. So we want to get this angle PQR. So to get PQR, so we had angle alpha and angle theta together. So that gives us angle PQR. So what will that give us? What will that give us? So angle PQR equals to alpha plus theta. So alpha is 41.99 plus 66.5. So when you add, what do you have? We have 41.99 plus 66.5. So, okay, so we have 108.49 degrees. Okay, so now look at the question. The question says to the nearest degrees. To the nearest degrees. Okay, to the nearest degrees means to the nearest whole number. So now nearest whole number is this. We have 108. So it's going to be 108 degrees. So this is going to be the answer. Of course, now you have to look at the next one. If it's up to 5. If it's up to 5, you turn it to 1, add it to the next one. So, but since it's not up to 5, so you throw it away. So you have it as a 108. So that is the answer to this problem. Okay, so now let's move down to another question. In the figure, M is the midpoint of xz. A calculates mz, and B hence writes down write down the value of x is and theta. Right, so we have this. So this angle here is 32 degrees, and this is theta. So we have now this side is equal to this side. This is Z, is right angle, and we have this as 6 centimeter. This is Y, and this X. Okay. All right. So all right, now this is another question here. All right, so how do we solve this type of problem? in the figure, M is the midpoint of length XZ. Now look at XZ. M, okay, M supposed to be here. The midpoint of length XZ, this length XZ is the midpoint of N. So we have to calculate length MZ. You have to calculate this, and you are also asked to write down the value of XZ and also the value of theta. All right, now before we commence this, if you are just joining this class, ensure that you subscribe to this channel for notification anytime we are on here, and don't forget to give a like to this class if you actually enjoy the class. All right, okay, so now let us look at the problem here. Now the first thing, since I want to get this side, I will consider this triangle. This is a right angle triangle. Look at it, triangle MYZ. Triangle MYZ. All right. So now when you look at it now, this is going to be my adjacent because this is the side that is touching the right angle and the reference angle. Now this is the opposite. MZ is the opposite, while MY is the hypotenuse. So you must be able to identify the sides. All right. So I will write in triangle MYZ. Triangle MYZ. So now I want to get this side. So I'm connecting opposite and adjacent together. Opposite, this opposite, and this is adjacent A. Adjacent is 6 centimeters. All right. Opposite is unknown. That is your MZ, and that's what we are looking for. So opposite and adjacent, that is tan. We are making use of tan. So we have tan 32 degrees equals to opposite, which is your MZ, over adjacent. Adjacent is 6 centimeters. So let's plug in the value of adjacent. That is 6. So here you cross multiply, right? So you have MZ equals to 6 tan 32 degrees. All right. Okay. So you have 6 times. Now, what is tan 32 degrees? So can we do that now? So you press your calculator or you check your 4-figure table. So I will encourage you to use your 4-figure table. Yes. So check for tan 32. Tan 32. So what do you have? Drop your answer in the comment section. Let me see. Yes. What is tan 32 degrees? Okay. Yes. Okay, I can see one. Shogbamu have dropped an answer. That is 0.6249. Yes, we're waiting for others. And 32 degrees. Tan 32 degrees. Is there any other person giving us the answer? Okay, tan 32 degrees. Okay, I think somebody is asking, how do you get tan 32? Yes. Now, if you want to check tan 32 in your calculator, all you just need to do is check your calculator. You will see tan. So you just press tan and then you type 32 and press the equality sign. So you have your value there. Or if you are making use of your 4-figure table, so you can see, you look out for tan of angles, tangent of angles. Okay, once you get there, now you trace down where you can see 32, where you can see 32 under 0. What do you have under 0? So whatever you have under 0 is tan 32. All right, so if you check or you use your calculator, you are going to be having 0.6249. So this is what we are going to be having, 6249. So that is what we have. So you multiply that by 6. We have 0.6249 times 6, and that gives you 3.7449. All right, so you express your answer. Let's express this in 2dp. So that is the same thing as 3.75 centimeter. Okay, that's centimeter. All right, so hope you understand that now. So that is side MZ. Now the next thing now is to get length XZ. Now don't forget, we have been told that this is the midpoint of XZ. So that means that MZ is equals to XM. All right, so now just to get this one, you multiply MZ by 2. So that gives you length XZ. So we have XZ equals to 2 times 3.749. Okay, so and that gives you what? So when you multiply that by 2, so times 2, that's 3.749. So we have 7.498 centimeter. Okay, so now you can express it probably 2dp. So 2dp, so we have 7.4550 centimeter. Okay, so that is the length XZ. All right, now the question wants us to get this angle here, angle theta. So now, how do we do this? Now, the first thing is, now since we already know this side, and we also know this side, so we are considering this bigger triangle. So you look at triangle XYZ. I hope everybody is seeing that. That is a right angle triangle. Okay, triangle XYZ. Now the opposite of it is XZ. The adjacent of the triangle is what? YZ. While the hypotenuse is YX. All right. So now we consider these two known sides. This side opposite and this adjacent. Since I've already gotten this, I have the answer here as what? So XZ is 7.50 centimeter. So that means I'm connecting the two together. Now let's do that now. So that is opposite and adjacent. So I'm making use of tan. Everything we have here is the reference angle. So here now the reference angle now is going to be alpha theta plus 32, okay, degrees. Theta plus 32 degrees, the reference angle. All right, so now let's move on. So this side is opposite is 7.498 centimeter. So whenever I want to solve further, I will not use approximated value. All right, I will use the original value, and that's the more reason why I'm putting this one here. All right. Okay, so now, so I have this value and this value here. Now this opposite and this is adjacent. Okay. So in triangle XYZ, we have tan alpha plus 32 degrees equals to opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 7.498 over, what is adjacent? 6 centimeters. So we have 6. All right. So now the next thing is to write tan alpha plus 32 degrees equals to, now let's divide this. Let's divide this. Now we have 7.498 divided by 6. So what do you have as the answer? So we have 1.249. Okay, 249. Okay, let's say 24250. Now you can approximate to 4SF. All right, so here now you take arctan of both sides. Now take arctan of both sides. So when you do that, you have theta plus 32 degrees equals to arctan of 1.250. All right, so that gives you what? Theta plus 32 degrees equals to, now what is arctan of 1.250? Now you do that for me and tell me the answer. So I've been working alone now. So what is arctan of 1.250? All right, so now do that and drop your answer in the comment section. Yes, let's drop our answer in the comment section. Yes, what is arctan of 1.250? Arctan of 1.250. So you can make use of your calculator. Just punch your calculator and tell me what you have. Arctan of 1.250. Okay. So what do you have? Any person that have the answer? Is anyone with the answer? Arctan. All right. Okay. I can see an answer. Yes. Is there another person? Another person? Yes. Is there another one? Okay. All right. Now let me move with this um, because of our time, and it seems it's correct. Okay. So if you check your four-figure table or you make use of your calculator, so you'll be having 51.34. That is what you're going to have. 51.34. Okay. So degrees. So now theta will be 51.34 minus 32. So when you subtract 32 from that, what do you have? You have 19.34 degrees. Now, to express your answer to the nearest whole number, so that's going to give you 19 degrees. Nearest whole number. Okay, so that is the answer. I want to believe we all understand this explanation. So that's how to get your theta and your length xz, because that is what the question wants us to get. So that's how to do that. All right, so now can we move on? Let's move down to something else. And the angles of elevation of the highest point of a building from 2 points S and T are 60 degrees and 30 degrees respectively. Okay, T is vertically above S, and ST equals to 10 meters. Calculate the height of the building above the level of S. Okay. All right. This is another question. Okay, so this is a past question, WAEC past question. So now this question was written some years back. So let us see how we can solve this problem. All right. So let's go through the question. Now, the angles of elevation of the highest point of a building from 2 points S and T are 60 degrees and 30 degrees respectively. T is vertically above S and ST is 10 centimeter. Calculate the height of the building above the level of S. All right, so now before I start solving, because I need to draw the diagram, it's very important for me to understand the question, the concept of the question, what the question talking about. Now, whenever we talk about angle of elevation, we have an observer beneath or below viewing something at the top. All right, because once you elevate, you raise up your head. So the angle at which the head is raised, the observer raised his head, is what we call the angle of elevation. I want to believe you understand that. All right, now let's assume that this is the horizontal ground. Okay, so on this horizontal ground, we have a building. Let's move it down. So we have a building. Now, don't forget, a building is always perpendicular to the ground, so you have to show your right angle here. Now, let's see what the question is saying. Let's move down to the question. The angles of elevation of the highest points of a building from 2 points S and T are 60 and 30 degrees respectively. All right, so that means we have two observers viewing from point S and point T. All right, so this point now will be below the top of the building. This is the top of the building, the highest point of the building. All right, so I want to believe you understand that. So now the observer is viewing this top from S at an angle of 60 degrees, while the observer at point T is viewing the highest point at an angle 30 degrees. You understand that? All right, so now we need to now know the location of S and T. Now let's move further. Now, T is vertically above S. That is, T is at the top of what? X, vertically above. So now so that means S should be around this place. YT, I will draw a line. Now I will move up. Okay, so T should be around this place. So this is T. Now let's go through the question again. T is vertically, this vertical line above S, on top of S, and ST length, ST is 10 meters. So from here to here is 10 meters. So you can write it here. That's 10 meters. Okay. Now the question now asks you to calculate the height of the building. So we want to get this height. The height of the building above the level of S. This is the level of S. All right. So now let us now draw the line of sight, because these two observers are viewing this top here. So now this point it will be perpendicular, or it will be parallel to this rather. So the line here will be parallel to this. So now view this. So we have a view coming here. So now T views this place at what angle? T is at the top. At what angle? That's angle 30 degrees. So we have 30 degrees here. Okay, YS view this at what angle? S is 60. T is 30. All right, so let's view this. The top from here at angle 60 degrees. Okay, I want to believe you get that. All right, so now we want to get the height of this. Now let's look at it very well. So we check any of the angles given. Now look at this. ST here, or TS, is the same thing as from here to here. Now let's represent this place. Let's call this place D, this place E, and this place R. So now we have TS is equals to DE. So this place is also 10 meters. You know why? Because this line is parallel to this. So once it's parallel, this side is also parallel to this, and they are equal. All right, so that is that. So now let's look at it. Now, if you are considering this triangle here now, so we can call this small place, let's call it X. That is this small place, let's call it X. All right, so now let's consider this triangle first. Let's consider this big triangle. We consider this big triangle. So we look at the opposite and adjacent. Now looking at triangle RSE, in triangle RSE is a right angle triangle. Can you see that? Now this is going to be the opposite, this adjacent, and this is the reference angle. I hope you get that now. So now, what is the opposite? Opposite, this is the opposite. What's the opposite? Opposite is going to be the addition of x plus 10. Because from here to here is x, from here to here is 10. Okay? All right, so now I will have tan 60 degrees equals to opposite over adjacent. Don't forget our SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. So opposite and adjacent. So opposite over adjacent. So our opposite is x plus 10 over what? Over SE. Length SE. Hope you get that now. So we can cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, we have SE tan 60 degrees equals to x plus 10. All right, so here you can divide both sides by tan 60. So we have SE equals to x plus 10 over tan 60 degrees. Okay, so that is what we have there. Now, the next thing now is to also consider, let's consider triangle TRD. Triangle TRD. So we say in triangle TRD, Now look at it. Triangle TRD is a right angle triangle. This place is right angle. Since this is parallel to this, so this will be 90. So look at this right angle triangle here. Okay, can you see that? Okay. So in triangle TR, so this is the opposite and this is the adjacent. Opposite and adjacent. So I'm going to write tan 30 degrees equals to opposite. What is opposite? X over adjacent. What is adjacent? TD. Okay. Hope you get that. So now we can cross multiply. We have TD tan 30 degrees equals to X. All right. So that means that TD equals to X over 30. Okay. So yes. So I want to believe you all understand this one here. So the first thing we did, we considered this big triangle, right angle triangle. We're able to get an this opposite over adjacent. The opposite of this right angle triangle is x plus 10. All right. We call this place x, and this is 10. That has been given in the question. So opposite over adjacent. So we are using this is the reference angle. So we have tan 60 equals to opposite here. That's x plus 10 over adjacent. You have this. Okay. So now you cross multiply and you have your SE to be this. Hope you all understand that. So the next thing is we consider this smaller triangle. That's triangle TRE. So we are considering opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. And that is x over TT. All right. So now let's move on now. Don't forget what we want to get is the height. Now, when you look at this statement we have here, the statement we have here said TS equals to DE. TS equals to DE. So now, let's look at it now. Okay, we have this equals to this. Now, the implication of that is TD will also be equals to SE. Do you understand now? Since this is parallel to this, right, and this is perpendicular, okay, so this is also perpendicular. So that means the length here is equals to this. Now this is equals to this because they are parallel lines. So now that means that this value I have here is equals to this. So since TD equals to SE, so that implies that x over your TD, s over, now, what is tan 30? That is 1 over square root of 3. All right. So we have 1 over square root of 3 equals to, now we have x plus 10 over, now what is tan 60? That is square root of 3, right? We have square root of 3. So here you can cross multiply. So this multiplies this and this multiplies this. Okay, so now let's do that. Now we have x square root of 3 equals to, when you use this to multiply this, you have x plus 10 over square root of 3. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here now is I will multiply both sides by square root of 3. Okay, so let me multiply both sides by square root of 3, and let's find a way of doing it here. So you multiply this by square root of 3. Now look at it. If I say square root of 3 times square root of 3, what's the answer? That's square root of 9, same thing as 3. All right, so let's multiply this one by square root of 3. So this side now we turn to what? We turn to 3x. All right, so we have 3x equals to, I want to believe you understand what we are doing. So I'm doing something to both sides. It will not change anything. So I multiply this one by square root of 3, this side too by square root of 3. You get that now? So square root of 3 times square root of 3 is going to give us 3. How did I get 3? Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9. And square root of 9 is 3. So now that 3 multiplied by x, so we have 3x. Hope you understand that. So here too, you multiply this side too by square root of 3. So this one cancels this. So I have x plus 10. All right. So now you can collect the like term. So I have 3x minus x equals to 10. Right. So we have 2x equals to 10. I have x equals to 10 over 2. So therefore, x equals to 5. So 5 meters. So that is x. Okay, now, but the question wants us to get the height of the building. Don't forget the height of the building is what? RE. So can you tell me, drop your answer now? That's pretty simple. So what is going to be the height of the building now? You should be able to tell me what the height of the building is. All right, so let me see anyone dropping the correct answer. What's going to be the height of the building? Yes, anyone? The height of the building. The height of the building. So what's going to be the height of the building? Since we have gotten the value of x now, so I think everybody should be able to do that. Okay, I can see this court. The height is 15 meters. Now let's wait for others and see. Let them give their answer. So what's going to be the height of the building? Height of the building. Okay, Shogbamu, we have 15. Yes. Yetunde, 15. Any other person? Okay, Uber 15. All right. Seems everybody is getting the answer. That is correct. The height of the building is 15. So put your hands together for yourself. So it means you are in the class. All right. The height of the building is going to be 15. Now, since we have this from here to here is x and from here to here is 10. So that means from here to here is what? X plus 10. So the height now, height of the building will be 5 plus 10 because x is 5. So that is going to be 15 meters. So like I used to tell you, unit is very, very important. Very, very important. So that is the height of the building. All right. So before we round up today, so I have one single question for you. So it's just a replica of what we did the last time. So I'm going to drop the question on the board. So you're going to solve it after 2 minutes or thereabout. So I'm going to solve the problem and and we end the class. All right. So if you are watching me here now, you have not subscribed to this channel, ensure you do that. And also give this class a thumb if you actually enjoy the class. Okay. All right. Now, so let me put down the question and let's do something. So I want to believe you guys have your writing materials with you whenever I'm online. So you should know you are going to write something. Make sure you have your writing materials with you. Okay. Now this is the question I have for you. Now if or given, let's see. Okay, from a point P on level ground, the angle of elevation of the top of a tree is 60 degrees if the tree is 39 meters high. How far is its base from P? From P. Okay, so that is the question for you. So I want to believe every one of you can see the question. Now, from a point P on level ground, the angle of elevation of the top of a tree is 60 degrees. Now, if the tree is 29 meters high, how far is its base from P? All right, can we do that within 2 minutes? I want to see the first person that is going to give us the correct answer. Okay, you can start now. And don't always forget, 60 is a special angle. So you should be able to handle it well. 60 is a special angle. So by now we should be rounding up. Yes, we have used more than 2 minutes. Okay, all right. I've seen an answer. So we have 32 over square root of 3. Yes, is there another person? Another one? All right. We have to move on because of our time. Now let us see how do we solve this problem. So now say from a point P on level ground, the angle of elevation of the top of a tree is 60 degrees. So if the tree is 39 meter high, how far is the base from P? So now we have an horizontal ground, and let's have it this way, and we have a tree. A tree is perpendicular to the ground, right? So, and we also have here that the height of the tree is 39 meters. So this is the tree. So we have 39 meters. That's the height of the tree. Okay, so we have an observer here at point P. Now see, now from point P on a level ground, so the angle of elevation of the top, the angle of elevation of this top, okay? So when we say angle of elevation is going to be below, so the angle of elevation from this top from P is 60 degrees. So that means this is going to be 60 degrees. All right. Now the question asks us to find how far is its base from P. That is the base of, let's call this place B, the base of the tree from point P. Now let's call this place A. Now we have triangle ABP. ABP. All right, so here now, I want to get this place. Let me call this place X. So I'm considering this and this. This is the adjacent because this is the line that is touching the reference angle and angle 90. So this is the opposite. So I have opposite and adjacent. So I'll be making use of this. TOA, that's tan. I have tan 60 degrees equals to opposite over adjacent. What's adjacent? Call it X. All right, so you can cross multiply. You have X tan 60 degrees equals to 39. So you divide both sides by tan 60. So we have X equals to 39 over 1060. And the answer is going to be 39 over square root of 3 meters. So this is going to be the answer. All right, so that is the distance between P and the base of the tree. All right, I think this course got the answer, so I want you to give her a round of applause. That's a very good one. Okay, I think she was the only person that dropped the answer before I start solving the problem. So I'm very sure some of you are also solving it. Probably maybe you are not done before we started. So if you got the answer, you can give yourself a round of applause. That's very good of you. So we are going to be stopping here today. So I want to believe you all enjoy the class. All right. So tomorrow is another day. So we are going to come here to also continue with our questions on the trigonometry. And I can assure you, you are going to learn a lot here. So we'll be looking at similar questions in WAEC, Neco, and also UTME. So we look at some questions. All right. So I want to believe you've learned one or two things. So if you have learned here today, I want you to give the class a thumb. And if you are yet to subscribe, ensure you do that. All right. Okay. So I'm going to be leaving here now. So thank you very much. So bye-bye. I love you guys. Bye-bye.